And we're on the air. Hello, guys, and welcome to Micah and today, let's just react to something. Oh God. What are we going to watch today? What are we going to watch today? You know what? Let's just watch some Jaden. Let's just watch some Jaden. Jaden. The heck is the hardest Mario game ever?
I'm not. You already
know. Cause I know that 20th Fox is the best game ever. Okay, here we go.
You already know Mario. I'm not
Me
gonna
too.
explain him. I'm not gonna explain Mario to you. But
Why?
a lot of people don't know about a little Mario community that thrives in the depths of the deep, dark Mario crevices. I'm talking about Mario Kaizo.
What the heck is Mario Kaizo?
Mario Kaizo is basically fan-made high-difficulty Mario. People will take base games like Mario Bros. 3 or Super Mario World and rearrange the levels to look like this. As you can see, a little more tricky than normal. I've been casually watching Mario Maker and Mario Kaizo content for a few years. I just think it's fun to watch while I'm eating cereal in the morning. And then one day I just stood up and was like, I want to do it. My favorite Mario content creator is Ryukar, so I DM'd him asking if he had any Kaizo recommendations that are, you know, beginner friendly. I mean, I'm naturally gifted at video games, but it's Mario Kaizo. I need a beginner little baby card over here. Cut me some slack, alright? Ryu asks if I've played any Kaizo hacks before, and I'd say no. And then he asks if I've ever played any Kaizo levels in Mario Maker before, and I'd say no. And then he asks if I've ever at least done a shell jump before, and I go, I've played Hollow Knight, and he goes, I don't think that can help you here. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. After a few more messages, Ryu generously offers to train me for Kaizo before I jump straight into a complete ROM hack. And oh boy, that was extremely nice of him. And extremely needed. We hopped into a Discord call, and as I screen shared the training ROM, he was able to give me tips and pointers of what to do and how to do tricks. So I opened up the first stage called the Simple Jump. And
Alright, so this level seems like nothing. It's literally called The Jump, and it's
Are you picking up on what I'm about to be dealing with here? Anyway, throughout the session, I learned about getting past chucks, getting past reverse chucks, how to deal with lava plants, what slow and fast fall is, balancing on disco shells, precise swimming mechanics, grabbing and jumping on this block thing at the same time. It's weird shell jumps, you know. The basics. I was steadily getting more familiar with the moves and learning everything, and I'll be honest, I was starting to feel pretty good. You know, kind of getting the hang of it now, a bit of a confidence boost. And then I hit the test stages, where all the mechanics you learned are packed into, like, an actual level. Test 1 wasn't too bad. It looks like this, and ended up taking me around 20 minutes to beat, but test 2 was the one that got me. It's a short, fast-paced level with no checkpoints, but between the really difficult button input to do the block grab jump thing, straight into a shell jump, and then land on Tiny Dino Man onto Yoshi, my armpits were sweating. The last trick you gotta do is ditch Yoshi and win. But since I bonked my head or missed the jump so many times, you can see the trauma behind this hesitation here. But I ended up getting it after an hour and a half of attempts. After all that, Ryu says he thinks I'm ready for the real deal, sends over the ROM he recommended, and here's my experience trying to beat my first Mario Kaizo hack, Super Ryu World. This is how the game starts out.
What's Super Ryu?
You're doing great.
That's fair. So, level 1. I'll be honest, pretty straightforward. Jump on a few guys, do some more jumps, choke right in front of the checkpoint. No.
Oh.
But eventually I was able to beat it, and I'll admit, I was pretty stoked.
Pretty stoked.
Yes, I was worried I wouldn't even be able to pass the first level, and I actually just couldn't make this video because I was too bad. But knowing I could beat at least one,
Bad.
yeah, meant more to me than it should. And the show goes on. Level 2 was ramping up. You run through and dodge various swamps and stuff to hit a P-switch, then run back through everything in reverse so you can get into the pipe that was previously unreachable. After many attempts and this...
Jeez.
No, let me in! I managed to slip my way into the pipe where I met these two friendly guys. I was really caught off guard by cats in Mario game. So caught off guard, in fact, that I just ran into them and died.
What? What?
Checkpoint? What is that?
Oopsie daisy!
So it's not.
Oopsie daisy!
Come on. Next was this really cool escort stage where you nab this Galumba at the very start and use them to progress through the stage. It was difficult, but I had a really fun time with this one, and the atmosphere was really cool. But I guess I was having too much fun because I let my guard down and got real humbled.
Real humbled?
Also, the first time I got to that part, I thought the Galumba would turn around and come back. But he didn't, so I just watched him walk off the edge and strand me. Anyway, I had a hunch the checkpoint was right after that pipe, so I knew that if I just got that jump right, I could start making more progress. And after like 30 minutes of trying to get back in there, I finally did. On the bright side, I was completely right about the checkpoint being there. I did not, however, calculate this.
So
I did it.
you did it.
Please, a checkpoint. No! I'll be honest, that was a good one. I couldn't even get mad. And it's even more funny when after you get the checkpoint, they'll spawn you right above that pipe continuously. So whenever you start again, you gotta immediately hold hard right. Oh, so yeah, I eventually ended up beating the stage. Now let me tell you about the fourth level. Moles. It was a lot of tricky maneuvers that didn't leave much room for error. Also, I thought the beginning was funny. Oh, okay. Trying to jump on these slippery little freaks was a bit rough. This was hard. This was hard. This was hard. I did this part wrong.
You did this part wrong?
This guy suicided. No, don't do it!
Oh.
And then it just got worse.
Did
the second part of the stage turned into a build-a-bridge. And then
I think I needed him.
this guy suicided.
No, don't do it!
Oh.
And then it just got worse. The second part of the stage turned into a build-a-bridge mole escort mission. I'll save you all the pain and agony and just say this level, especially the second half, gave me the most hell compared to the upcoming levels for a while. Even more hell than the level called Jank Heaven. I don't really want to cover every single thing that happened in every single level, but I can give you a little taste of what Jank Heaven was like real quick.
That Mario sprite.
No, shoot!
That's a jump that's just hard. I think everything I do here is impressive.
Yeah, annoys me.
To some benchmark, yes.
Shut up, Cathy.
Oh. I'm glad you had the awareness to do this. Like, holy shit. Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Shoot. This is the last jump.
So I'm progressing a good amount into the game at this point, but then I get to a ghost house called the Waiting Room. Overall, it was a pretty difficult all-in-one go level with no checkpoint, but the one part that just kept tripping me up throughout the entire stage was this part where you jump onto this wiggler, balance on him until that wall goes back up, jump off, and then whatever, do bomb stuff. I just couldn't do the wiggler part consistently at all. Either I would mistime the jump and pathetically hop off the edge like this, or do this, or this, but it was mainly the pathetic one. I would say probably 80% of my deaths happened on that part specifically, and it technically isn't even the hard part of the level. I really don't think that part was even meant to be that hard at all. But an hour and 30 minutes of doing the same mistakes over and over, just trying my best, I realized there was a much easier and smoother way to do that entire part, and I literally wasted all that time making the whole thing way more difficult than it needed to be.
Oh,
Nice.
that's so much easier.
Huge.
Yeah, so much easier.
Oh my god. I can't believe I've been dying to that wiggler that way this whole time. And I could just do that.
It's probably what's intended as well.
You're
That
probably
was
right.
intended.
Yeah. I mean, once I learned that, I beat the stage 20 minutes later.
You beat the stage 20 minutes.
That was awesome. Am I upset? No, not really.
Not
I'm an
really.
animator that works in Adobe Animate / Flash. I'm used to throwing away multiple hours of work into the trash. By the way, this happens right in front of the goal.
Okay.
Ah!
Be cool, be cool, be cool.
Be cool, be cool. Oh,
You f***er. I will...
be cool, be cool, be cool, be cool.
Jaden.
The stages are getting much more difficult at this point. There's only 4 worlds in the game, each containing around 3 or 4 levels, which going into it, I didn't know. I thought there was going to be a full 8 worlds, and I was starting to sweat in World 3. But yeah, Ryu ended up telling me I was in the home stretch, and I popped off so hard. I just thought I was bad this whole time. After a few more levels, pain, agony, I made it to the last world. And oh my god. World 4, Stage 1, was the worst thing this game ever ended up throwing at me. I don't even know how to go into detail with all the tricks and moves you need to do in the stage, but I spent 4 hours on it, an hour and 40 minutes on the first half, and 2 hours 20 minutes on the second. I know Mr. Beast and other content like that has kind of changed people's perceptions on how much is a lot of time in terms of YouTube content. 4 hours is nothing compared to, 24 hours touching a worm. But I sat there making mistake after mistake, learning and adapting and still failing for 4 hours straight. It was starting to get to me, personally. Eventually, every time I would mess up, I would feel it in my insecurities. I have no confidence in my own judgment to make important core decisions. I have no confidence in my own judgment to make important core decisions. But I did it again 4 hours later. Maybe you don't think that's a long decisions, but I did it again 4 hours later. Maybe you don't think that's a long time, but I was wallowing in my own personal hell there for a while. So knowing that was the very first level of the last world, I was suddenly very afraid of this game and what it'll do to me. But surprisingly, the other 2 levels weren't nearly as bad as the first one. I ended up finishing Stage 2 in only an hour and a half, and Stage 3 in 30 minutes. That was the ego boost I needed to regain some strength again, I'll tell you that. Stage 3 boosts my confidence, and Stage 1 keeps me humble. Fair and balanced life, if you ask me. Then I realized I was about to enter the last level. Dude, I'll be honest, I was mad proud of myself. I went from not even knowing if I could build enough skill to beat 1 level to getting ready to go into the final level of the entire game. Ryu hopped into a call with me to be there for the finale, which basically meant he sits there for an indefinite amount of time watching me fail over and over on mechanics he's already mastered. Like watching a toddler struggle to fit the circle block in the square hole. In good old Mario Kaizo fashion, the level starts out with, I'm gonna miss this when I come out victorious. Or just perish on the spot, either way. So I started chipping away at the level, jump on these guys, balance on Spiky, do this, do that. I was a little bit nervous because Ryu was watching and I wanted to show him how much I've gotten better at Kaizo. You know, like a teacher finally being able to see their student face their final fight to the death battle. Well, not just some school teacher, like a cool samurai teacher or something.
A cool samurai teacher!
Anyway, I was trying to impress him, and then I just went and did this. And anyway, I was...
What the... Some anime thing, a blushed face, a parrot, and Among Us.
Trying to impress him, and then I just went and did this. and this.
And on this.
And
And on.
this.
And on. And on.
But
All
he
of
seemed
them!
proud of me anyway for just being able to get this far. I was making some good progress on the level. I was about to get to the final checkpoint,
To
but
the final checkpoint.
Right.
things happen. Even though it was a really
Things
hard
happen.
level, it was
Oh,
still
what the-
surprisingly a lot of fun. And not nearly as bad as 4-1. I keep bringing it up, but it really got to me. But like that, maybe a bit less than 3 hours later, I got to the final room. It's boss fight time. For a final boss in a Kaizo hack, the fight was actually pretty chill.
Pretty
Not
chill.
easy, but
Pretty
you
chill.
chill. These on and off switches control the room going up and down, and you gotta get the floor low enough to grab these little blue blocks to throw at the giant King Boo, or whatever he's called in this game. But don't let it get too low, because then you can die to the lava right beneath there. So you're trying to keep all these things in mind, but to add to the pile, these little flying boogers meander around the stage while you gotta dodge them. And yes, they're RNG based, they're random. You can't just memorize their booger pattern and be on your merry way.
Whoa.
Okay, the smart way to go about this boss is to stay in the middle and calculate safe times to go to the sides and hit the switches. But I was being stubborn and trying to brute force my own way to do it.
Damn, look at my
Those guys are
No!
punks. He punishes you for standing on the
Punishes
edges,
you.
you know?
I'm gonna stand on this edge.
You're like, I don't give a shit. I'm doing it anyways. In the lava and then crushed.
And then, this edge as is life. Oh! Okay, I'm gonna
Wonderful.
stand on this other
Can you
side.
shut up, Barnabas? Just do my
Yeah,
cat
it's,
right there. Just
Kind
do
of is,
me.
actually. Except for the guys that come out of the wall and kill you.
Stop!
I'm gonna die on this hill. I didn't know how many times you have to hit Boo. Mario rules always default to 3, but it's Kaizo, so it could also very much be 1,000.
They know.
Hit one.
No!
Hit three! Oh, you have
So
to
now I know you
start
have to hit
all
him,
over
like, I assume
again.
5
That's
times.
not
Aw.
fair.
I'm not gonna spoil how many times you have to hit him.
Yeah, so I hit him 3 times and didn't
Hit him
win,
3
so I was like,
times.
alright, must be 1,000. But then a few attempts later,
Must be
this happened.
1,000.
Huh.
Oh my god!
Oh, snap.
Oh,
Yes.
stop
I did
it!
get him 3 times, and
You
then
did, and then you died.
Oh
Isn't that
my
awesome?
god.
It
that
was 3. I just died too soon after that 3rd
Died
shot,
too
and it didn't count, which I'm going to choose to ignore. I did it! I learned Kaizo, and I beat Kaizo. And it only took 17 hours, not including training. Are there much more difficult hacks out there? Oh yes, absolutely. Some of them look so disgusting I don't even want to be in the vicinity of their aura. But I was able to challenge myself and beat one that was really well suited for my skill set going in. And looking back at some of the things I was able to end up pulling off makes me feel very cool. Look at his stuff. I did that. It's cool. Come on. I want my hard-earned credit and applause, please. I think my favorite thing about Kaizo is how easy it is to visualize the progression of your skill within every single level. Like, World 3 Stage 3 starts off with a really difficult maneuver that I got hung up on for a while, and then suddenly I'm nailing it almost every single time. You can really feel and see yourself grow within Kaizo, and I don't think you can say that about a lot of things. Does that mean I recommend you try it? Absolutely not. If you get impatient and frustrated easily and you're also bad at video games, don't even think about it. But hey, if you think it looks interesting and you can stay calm under extreme circumstances and have around 17 hours to kill, I can't recommend it enough. I liked it. Thanks to Ryu for helping me out and being extremely nice and training me and giving me a great ROM and literally just sitting there watching me struggle for many hours. Go check out his channel. He's very entertaining. I've been watching him for years now. And
I don't want to check
that's
out
it.
his channel.
I'm officially very good at video games and I've supplied documented proof.
Again, if you haven't gotten your tickets, Scribble Showdown is back on tour. James
Back
Damos,
on
Aaron,
tour? Ah, heck nah. Not my son. I'm gonna check out what the heck is like to go to the dentist.
My first memory as a child is being strapped
Victor,
down with a belt to a chair while a dentist rips out all my teeth as I scream bloody
Bloody
murder
murder.
against my will.
They can rubber.
That's not true. But ever since I was little, I've had a
They
really
can
intense fear of the
rubber.
dentist. I'm
They
not sure
can
why.
rubber.
I mean, yeah, going to the dentist is a bit freaky, but even as an adult, I understand the fact that I'm not in any danger, and the dentist is just trying to pick out bits of plaque I've built up over the past 6 months.
What?
If anything, I should be scared of how much they charge. Even though I know this, my body still
Oh my
shakes
God.
uncontrollably when they do
I
anything
did that.
more than floss my teeth, which is still kind of scary because they're always so aggressive about it. Every memory I have of going to the dentist while I was a kid is filled with me just bawling my eyes out during the entire process, and then getting a little toy from their toy machine because I was, quote, so good. I mean, you're not fooling anyone. Even I knew that was just a load of bull. No, I still want it. When I was in 6th grade, my parents decided to finally slap some braces on my mouth. My teeth were pretty straight, but I had an overbite, so I just looked like a nice horse. My mom made an appointment with the orthodontist to talk about the process, and while there, he told me I've still got 5 baby teeth, and I'll need to pull them out before I get braces for common sense purposes. So they sent me out, and I basically had a month to pull out all 5 teeth before they were gonna have to rip them out for me, which I did not like the idea of. The imagery of them sticking a needle in my mouth fueled both my motivation and intense, overwhelming fear, and I wiggled those 5 baby boys every single day since that meeting. A few of them weren't even wiggling yet, so it was gonna be a race against the clock. Does anyone want to get into a fight? By the end of the month, I managed to pull out 3 teeth on my own. A PB. But it wasn't enough, which meant my mom was gonna have to schedule that dreaded nightmare appointment where they were gonna shove needles down my throat. I was in the living room and could hear her make the call, which made my stomach sink, and I felt petrified that doomsday was going to be my reality in a few days. I could hear them preparing all 100 needles and barbed wire over the phone. That little reality check was enough to fear charge me into new power levels, because maybe an hour or 2 after she confirmed the appointment with the orthodontist, I'd ripped out the last 2 of my teeth. The conversation where my mom had to cancel the extraction appointment 2 hours after she booked it was the biggest feeling of relief I've ever had. She also ended up paying me $75 because she said I just saved her like $500 for yanking the teeth out myself and not having to pay the dentist to do it. Wow. The tooth fairy been scamming me for years. What a happy ending to the story. Jaden went on to never have anything scary done to her teeth. She continued to live a happy life, only needing to go to the dentist for cleanings and no freaky mouth procedures for the rest of her days. She got her horse teeth fixed, and the rest is history.
That's not.
So last year in June, I had to get my wisdom teeth taken
That's
out.
not a
My wisdom teeth had been growing
That's
in
a
and shoving
fake
their
ending.
aggressiveness into the sweet harmony of my existing teeth for a few years. My mom intended to get them removed when I turned 18, but I think she forgot, and I thought I could get away with it, but they were starting to get really painful and annoying. One was coming in sideways, which made my gums get in the way while I ate, which made me only chew food on the left side of my mouth for like a whole year. I'd had enough and figured I just needed to get it over with and have them ripped out. I scheduled an appointment to get them removed on June 11th and braced for impact the rest of the week. Before the extraction, they wanted to have a meeting with me to discuss the process of what they're doing and how they're doing it. They put on one of those 90s informational videos, and everything seemed fine until we got to the part where it was talking about sedation. In the video, they said that some sort of gas is used to induce conscious sedation, the kind that makes you really loopy and not remember anything. But then the nurse piped in and said, "We don't do that here."
Why?
And let the video continue. So what? I'm just gonna be fully conscious while you needle and drill and probe my mouth? Answer the question! After the video, I said, so is there a way I can be at least semi-unconscious for this? The nurse prescribed me medication called Valium that'll help calm me down, which was relieving to hear. All I wanted was to not be conscious. I picked it up, and the day came.
Conscious?
I'm excited to not be conscious. My roommate and I got into the car to take me to the appointment, and that's when it really sunk in. This medication isn't doing anything for me, and I am extremely conscious.
Why are you extremely conscious?
Do you have any chloroform? Apparently, Valium's supposed to relax you enough so that you're awake, but don't really care what's happening. But by the time the dentist was telling me
don't really care what's happening.
I desperately asked the dentist if I could take another one because one pill wasn't doing enough for me, but she said I'll be fine.
You're not gonna get it, you
Okay.
bear.
They laid me back in the chair, put that mouth opener thing in my mouth, put
Mouth
sunglasses
opener
on me so I
thing.
don't hurt my sensitive
Mouth
little
opener
eyes, and put the
thing.
first
Mouth
needle
opener
into my
thing.
mouth. And that's when I couldn't hold it anymore.
Hold it
Fear was
anymore.
overwhelming me the entire day, but that was
Overwhelmed
the moment
fear.
it really got me.
Overwhelmed
Tears
fear.
burst down my face, and I was trying desperately not to make that annoying noise when you're trying not to cry too hard, but you need to breathe, but you breathe too much. I kept apologizing because I knew physically I was fine. There wasn't any pain I couldn't tolerate. They hadn't really done anything yet, and I was being irrational. But just the idea that I was awake and present was so intense, and I couldn't handle it. I didn't do that, but I wanted to. I was able to compose myself after a few minutes, and they kept going, but the sounds of them sawing my tooth in half and yanking it out of my gums, and God knows what
Jesus
else, probably
Christ.
just playing tic-tac-toe with needles in there for the heck of it, was horrifying. I'm not scared of much, and I'm relatively reasonable for the most part, so it was really surprising and eye-opening to feel genuine, uncontrollable fear. Like, my head told me things were okay, but my body was freaking out. And then my head was like, dude, chill. And then my body was like... All in all, everything went well, and I was able to go home after they finished up a few hours later. Since I wasn't drugged up and just super numb, I didn't have much recovery to deal with other than swelling, and I kind of just chilled for the rest of the day watching YouTube videos.
The spinning cockroach!
Food and wasn't restricted to just soup as long as I was careful.
The
I ordered a
spinning
smoothie bowl to my house, and when I opened the door to take it from the guy, I didn't realize until afterwards I had blood dripping out of my mouth, so luckily he didn't call the police. I was trying with 100% focus to not bite my tongue because I couldn't feel it at all in my mouth and was at high risk for just biting a chunk of it off without knowing. The smoothie bowl had sliced strawberries on top, and you don't realize how much sliced strawberries resemble the texture and sound of biting into a tongue until you don't know where your tongue is in your mouth and also can't feel anything. Is that my tongue?
No, it's not. That's just a strawberry.
If I had to get my wisdom teeth out again, I highly doubt I'd be this freaked out about it. The hardest part was just not knowing what was going to happen and not being able to brace for it. But afterwards, it was like, that wasn't too bad.
That wasn't too bad? How wasn't it too bad? How wasn't it too bad? How wasn't it too bad? Okay, let's just... What? 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 What the heck are we going to watch? Old musical plays.
Okay.
So, do we need to do a hello, everyone?
Shut up, you stupid.
Went through it, but they didn't record her, so you have to just trust me on that.
Whoa. Okay, so this is all well-edited clips put together.
Yeah.
Doing a ritualistic sacrifice.
The teacher said we choreographed all of this by ourselves.
Oh. Okay. Don't mean to sound like a
What
bad
the
friend,
heck?
but which one are you?
I'm the cheetah, the one with the spots. Not that one, not the giraffe.
Okay. I didn't.
Listen to the sad music.
Wow.
I think she's a warthog.
So what's this? I still don't know the story of this. What? Oh, there you are. Hiding. I heard this singing.
Baby,
Okay.
baby, where,
Smallest warthog.
baby, we've been waiting to follow you all again. Busy day, gotta lost your mind. You should hear my mind take all on it. Everybody, what you think?
You're useless.
They're
So
all-
they're the bad guys.
Then
There
she's
you are.
like, there I am. What am I gonna do?
Uh-huh.
I look really good.
Oh, you sound like it.
What? Wait.
I don't know quite what I said, but
This is
my
tough.
hand gestures were really good. Look at me. I'm still like in the pose.
Not the program! The
London
program
Bridge is falling
won!
down. You're
What?
seeing this
That
episode
was-
of London Bridge is
that was-
falling down.
Yeah.
That voice
Do
was
you think
me.
anyone in this video will watch this reaction video?
I hope not. If I didn't know that I was in this, I would have.
See, oh my god,
I mean, we're also wearing masks, too, so I think that helps hide identity.
Yeah, but if you saw yourself, like,
Not the
I
program!
don't
The
know.
program
I saw
won!
myself, like, I pulled up the file and was like, which one am I? Am I that one? Oh no, I'm that one.
Oh god, there's nothing going. There's nothing going.
Look at me go.
There's nothing going. There's nothing.
Yeah, you were a bad guy. You were
Yeah.
saying everyone.
I
like,
told
we're
her
all
she's
like-
ugly.
Oh my god,
How long is this play?
I don't
'Cause
know.
I've watched it for 15 seconds, and I'm just wondering.
Not the program.
What am I doing?
The
What am I doing?
program.
Is that, did they,
Oh god,
so, like,
there's nothing
I
going.
think what happened was the
Nothing
gazelle
going.
gave the stupid
There's
warthog
nothing.
the bongos.
Say, whose
and they
cares
must have
about
learned magic, and then
anyway?
For some reason it affected
Still,
us.
I do
And
not
this-
remember the story.
About
of
this
It's just
woman.
repressed.
Oh, you haven't seen this
Wow.
blossom in that movie.
Oh.
What are you doing? You're like,
Oh, I miss you.
Oh, no,
You
she's
having a
fine. She looks really
diarrhea?
comfortable.
Where's Seekers?
Oh, like all the warthogs have all the spots.
Oh,
and
no.
stuff now.
No, please don't.
is that the
No.
teacher in the corner right
No,
there?
what?
Is that a
Maybe.
parent?
Looks like it.
What?
Oh, this is where
What?
it's switching. Now I'm doing music. Look at my face.
Oh, you was seeing what is it, girl?
Oh, now it's
Wait,
the next
that
one.
was SpongeBob.
It's
What just happened?
This will be the next play.
Okay. Okay, I don't know, because the set looks so the same.
No, now we're in the ocean.
Okay, wait, what is this?
So this one is Rainbow Fish.
I know Rainbow
You
Fish.
read that book?
Is that the
Oh,
one with the scales?
Yeah, the one fish has like all the rainbow scales, and
He's
people were
still
like, "I want
popping
one,"
in
and
this
she's like, "No, go away," and everyone hated that.
But then she learned to share.
Spoilers. But yeah, that's the one. What is happening? What?
Wait, go back. There's, wait for it.
Started to.
On the right side, the person just waving.
Was that supposed to happen?
I'm assuming
What?
you've taken creative liberty with this play. Because you added so many characters.
It looks like there's
When
like
I
one
was
pop
kicked out
rocky
in
fish
this-
and the rainbow
Yeah.
fish trying to go to the restaurant. Yeah, you know. You know.
Okay, this is a bad apple making intro.
A bad apple.
Yeah,
What are you calling a bad apple for?
This is the one.
Oh, maybe it's me
You
doing
know
that.
it is you.
That's-
You know it
Wait, 'cause
is
you're
you.
piano, right?
Yeah, that's the part where they're like, okay, we need someone who plays
Thinking
piano to do
simple
this.
about this
And then I
game
won,
is says
because
Bond
I was
is
the
the
best piano
only.
player. And then they put my hard-earned
Hey,
talent
mother
to
the
that.
time. Hey, mother the time that. Hey, mother the time
When
that.
your parents were filming this, they
Italian.
were also thinking, what are they saying?
Probably.
Italian.
Is that the London Bridge is falling down again?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Why is that your go-to melody?
What?
This is spooky.
You think that's a Halloween costume?
That's like the costume that we have. That's
Oh
a
my
right
god.
What? The audio's really bad. There's me.
I can't. I
Oh,
can't. I can't. I can't even say what it is again.
Can't even what?
I thought it was really good.
It's rain there all the time. And it's something he said.
Heck yeah.
Okay,
This is
okay.
the part where my
okay.
bracelet got stuck, and I was supposed to put up two hands.
And
My arm is stuck at this moment. Aww, that's disappointing.
Wait, can we go back? What did you say?
Not the program! The program what? Oh God! Nothing.
I was riding my bike and I went and I fell, but then I got up and then I kept going.
And you.
It's like, learn, articulate. What's wrong with the show?
Oh, you haven't seen this on Blossom.
Look at
You see that girl? Oh, I'm laughing too hard.
What?
That one.
Oh, you having a diarrhea?
No!
We're sick.
Some of us had like the scales upside down.
Oh
too.
no! No, please don't. No.
That's
But-
pretty cool.
but-
That was
but-
dope.
I mean, yeah, standing ovation, 10 out of 10.
What is it, girl?
10 out of 10.
10 out of
Did you
10.
in like school ever again?
No, I didn't do it ever before or after.
Wow.
And it was fun. Like I liked doing it.
Yeah, I did theater in high school and I did improv too.
Hip hop! Hip hop! Hip hop! Hip hop!
Still happening this
Hip hop!
Cookies.
For what? What?
What?
This was like 15 years ago.
Now, what are we gonna do, Miss Jaden, today?
Aw,
Cookies?
make cookies.
For what? What?
What are you making cookies for?
What are they?
Sprinkles.
What?
When I was kicked out
You tell me what happens on Easter.
Eat a heist and hop on and
What are you saying?
hide all the eggs.
Okay, this is a bad apple making intro.
The Easter cookies. Look at that. Those cookies are probably bad by now.
Listen,
You always need you. You know it's an issue.
I'm eating sprinkles. I'm not even eating the cookies.
I was gonna say you put sprinkles in videos first.
Yeah.
It is. Wait, pause it. I just want to go over all the cookies that
Yeah, my mom
you've
said that she helped with some.
made. The J, that's supposed to be James. This one, you were just like, oh, there's a bunch of sprinkles.
Looks like I
Right?
just dropped a bunch of sprinkles on.
These three up here, your mom did.
Give me some credit.
This one was definitely you. This one was definitely you.
This one even actually has a question mark.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing here. Obviously, I was going to grow up to be an artist.
The J one's my favorite. Is it backwards? No, it's not. I'm dyslexic.
Look at that monster bite.
yummy foot tummy.
How old is Jax?
He's
He's not born. This is
No.
J. Before Jax.
Funny Emily.
An S.
Funny Emily.
One,
I know
a
it's so
dolphin, and a
Wait,
llama.
is this loss?
What are these for Easter? Don't
Snail dog.
Wait.
What are these for Easter? Don't
You can see my old dog.
Oh,
Okay,
Asia.
looking for the egg. It's right there.
Oh.
He's wrong. He's wrong.
the big bottle.
Yeah, we're
Is this coming out on Easter?
I don't know.
When is Easter? That's an
I took
April.
a good 7 seconds to find that.
Yeah, it was camouflage. Give yourself some credit.
Yeah,
Walk to your right. You're right.
that's the face of someone who does it right.
That way.
Your dad has to point it out.
To your right.
Dad, I still don't know my right.
Behind you.
I know that one.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I wish-
I keep on forward.
Warmer, colder,
I don't
colder.
even find it.
You don't.
I'm hiding under the table.
Aiden.
Not the
Yeah.
program. The program.
She's just so disappointed. Oh, it's Disneyland.
Oh,
I was gonna say, like, which one's Jax?
I was in someone else's phone.
Oh.
Nothing going
Oh, Mickey.
And nothing
I look
away.
really-
You don't know who that is.
I remember my parents, like, they gave me that hat, and it had, like, an engraving of my name in the back.
Aw.
I think, like, I was like, oh, I like the other one better, but this one's okay. And then my parents were like, we'll get you the other one. As a kid, I was like, oh my god, I feel so bad.
Even as a kid, you were that conscious about spending money, basically.
Yeah.
Those characters in Disneyland must be like really hard to have that job because you have to be high energy all day.
You just have to have high
Yeah.
body movement.
But then I was thinking about it, like they don't have to smile in pictures.
No.
They don't even have to smile at all. This guy could be frowning right now.
Someone could be like mouthing, I hate you.
Yeah, and no one would know. Yeah, see, you could just be like, get over here, kid.
Get the freak.
Aw, Tigger and Eeyore. What? Aw. You just trip.
Oh, Naruto run.
Naruto.
Yeah, not too fast. Oh my god.
Oh, goodness. Is this you?
Yeah, it went back in time.
You went back in time?
That's my first birthday.
Dude,
Blow it out.
do it. Come on, just.
She's so great. Someone give me some cake.
I'm trying to remember what my first birthday was like.
Mom's like, force me the cake. I'm crying. Mom.
Do you remember any of these?
Oh, of
like,
course not.
Well, do you remember the
I don't know any of
Disneyland?
these people.
Except not even your mom.
Oh,
Whoa! Oh, this is Jax.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were in the stuff. You're blind. What's up?
But look at Crab.
There's brother in there.
But Crab.
But crap. Did you realize that this is going to be your brother forever?
I don't think I knew.
What movies were out at this time? Like, what would have a kid liked?
I'm literally forcing my dad to videotape the crap. My unborn brother. He's gonna be born tomorrow, and I'm like, but
look
at this awesome shot.
Hey, look at your pretty friend.
Oh, it's Jax.
Born. Look at him. He needs to like
Oh,
put his
Super
blanket
Jax.
over.
Oh, it's
you know,
SpongeBob.
like that. Yeah, we love. Oh.
Super Jax.
Oh, look at that.
Watch out, you don't bump into
Is it weird that I also had a Super James? It's not
Oh,
weird.
yeah, I remember you talking about that.
Yeah. Oh, a horse.
Oh, this
Wait, this is like a neighborhood.
So what happened here was this was on Halloween, and
Someone
girl
dressed up as a horse.
This girl just brought a horse to the cul-de-sac, and everyone's like, "Okay,
Guys, check out this horse.
can we pet it?" I remember I was scared of the horse.
Oh boy, who's
Oh
there?
my
What?
God.
If you didn't tell me it was Halloween, I would have been like, what? I love how I can see anything.
boy.
Oh, I see Patrick.
I think Jackson is part of the KKK.
He's right. I mean, it's not. Am I allowed to have this?
Wait, it was your dad who said it. Did you get candy? Oh,
I guess so.
so do you remember any of like dressing up as SpongeBob for
I
Halloween?
do remember dressing up, but
Play the drums.
Nice.
You playing the drums?
He just breaks one.
I remember we would take out the bowls and play
Yeah.
them like drums with chopsticks.
Do kids even know what drums are at that
I
age?
don't know. I think we
Just
just,
like
our
hitting
parents were like
things.
drums, and we're like, okay. Oh,
Careful.
Oh,
no.
Oh,
Jaden's first day of school.
Aww. Oh man, my niece next year she's going to start her first day of school,
really?
and it's like
Is she
so.
as excited as I
I
was?
don't know, but it's just like weird to think like because my niece I still think of her as a baby. It's like
Yeah.
she can't talk, she can talk. I just haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, you're just not there for her.
Yeah.
It's weird that, like we're like done, but some kids are just starting. It's like, oh,
What do you mean we're done? Oh,
like,
done with school?
we're done with school. Like
Yeah.
we went through 12 years.
Yeah.
And some people are just starting.
Do you think there's any kindergartners watching this?
I can't
Yeah.
You can do some messed up stuff in kindergarten. You can eat glue.
Yep.
People are like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah, he's kindergarten.
It's
The Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls.
Aw.
Girls, of
I love
course.
them.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. I don't just dance. I don't have anything to dance for in Glee anymore.
I was gonna say, did you dance like this for the first day of school in any other years? Because I feel like since first grade, you like would not be happy.
Yeah, after this first day, I'm like, oh.
This is what
How
school
much
is.
I have left? 12 years.
What do you think you're gonna do today?
Do you not realize?
Cuddle. Cuddle? Cuddle and have fun.
School's the best. What song is this?
Celebration.
Oh wow.
Nothing
So-
go away. Nothing go away.
I don't remember any of this. If these were recorded, you'd be lost in. Thank God they were resurrected. I remember this Jeep.
Yeah.
It would always run out of battery.
What did you get it for like Christmas or birthday or just?
I ran over France.
Put your hands on the wheel. The front's all busted.
I do a little bit better.
You having the diarrhea?